Here's why the Lamborghini Urus Super SUVs is the brand's best-selling model. The Lamborghini Urus is unlike any car in the automaker's illustrious 54-year history, and not just because it's an SUV, believe it or not. The idea of a Lamborghini SUV isn't new. You might remember the 1980s era LM002, which made the Mercedes-Benz G-Class look pedestrian by comparison. But while the LM002 was a sledgehammer of a truck, the Urus is as precise as a surgeon's scalpel, and it's poised to become the brand's best-selling model by a long shot. Here's why. Design. The Urus brings breathtaking modern Italian design to the SUV space, and even though this segment of super SUVs is becoming more crowded by the day, the Urus is far and away the most striking to the eyes. That's because even though it can ferry a family around town in comfort, it's still unapologetically a Lamborghini. The vehicle's front fascia wears a handful of styling cues from the ultra-sleek Aventador S, and sizable air vents punched into the front bumper hint at the vehicle's performance credentials. The rakish roofline and pronounced haunches carry over with only minor changes, but the production model's rear end appears to be a little bit longer than the concept's, a concession likely made in the name of practicality. This is the daily drivable Lamborghini. After all, that doesn't mean the raging bull has gone soft. The Urus will be the Lamborghini of the SUV segment, and it will certainly look, and sound, the part. Tech. To play the all-important tech card, Lamborghini designed an interior with two large touchscreens on the center console. There is one that displays the infotainment system, and a second one for the climate control settings. They replace the bulk of the buttons commonly found between the front passengers. There is also a third screen behind the steering wheel that occupies the space normally reserved for the instrument cluster, a setup already found on the brand's super sports cars. Fully configurable, the digital instrument cluster will adopt a different look depending on which driving mode is selected. Drivers will also be able to customize their experience behind the wheel. Inside the cabin, a lever labeled Animus cycles through the Urus' 4 different drive modes, which are Strada, Sport, Corsa, and Neve, Snow. There are 2 optional modes as well, Terra, Off-Road, and Sabbia, Sand, all of which tweak the suspension stiffness, steering feel, transmission response, exhaust note, and ride height accordingly. In addition, there's a switch-marked Ego that lets the driver create a unique profile with their preferred settings. You don't get that in a Bentley Bentayga. Performance. At launch, the engine bay will receive Lamborghini's first production turbocharged engine, a twin-turbo 4.0-liter V8 tuned to send 650 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque to all 4 wheels. With an 8-speed auto-channeling that thrust, the Urus does 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.6 seconds, and it'll keep accelerating until it reaches 186 miles per hour. The Urus will benefit from Lamborghini's expertise in carbon fiber, and it will boast the best power-to-weight ratio in its competitive set.